What's going on, family? It's your guy, Bro, the Lucky Libra. Thank you for tuning in to another one. All right, as you can see by the title, we picking up signs through the houses series with the fourth house, which is a very pivotal house in the zodiac, one of the most important houses in the zodiac. Okay, so you already know to tap into my website to connect with the Lucky Libra. I'm currently booked out for the month of September, but I have a few openings left for first couple of weeks of October before my birthday week. And y'all tap into the Patreon. All right, where I'm getting into exclusive breakdowns and more on that platform. When I shut readings down in October, I'm definitely going to be doing way more on Patreon. All right, so let's get right into it. Now, the fourth house. What is the fourth house? This house is very important because it squares the first house. The cardinal houses are the most important houses in the zodiac because the first, fourth, seventh, and 10th cardinal energy deals with starting, creating, and initiating, leading, being a pioneer. So in these houses, we have no reference on how to do things. We got to be the one to start things ourselves in these houses, okay? And it squares the first house. In astrology, squares are lessons. They bring friction, and we need to learn how to work ourselves out of this square. So these houses are always going to have continuous lessons for us to learn pertaining to our first house. The first house is our personal psyche, is our natural personality, our natural personal outlook on the world. It influences how we personally express ourselves. Everything, people, places, and things in your personal life, it falls into that first house, okay? So we take that personality and we have to learn how to make it work in the fourth house, in the seventh house, and the 10th house. This is why it's the most important house in the zodiac. These are the most important houses in the zodiac, okay? Now, excuse me if it's a little loud out here. I live in the Bronx. Y'all know it'd be a lot going on in these streets in New York and whatnot. But I wanted to do some videos outside while the weather is still good, moving into fall season or whatnot. Okay, so boom, fourth house. The fourth house is the most private house in the zodiac. People like to say the 12th house deals with hidden energies, but all the water houses deal with hidden energies. The 4th, 8th, and the 12th house, because these are our water houses. Water deals with the subconscious, deals with emotions. All right, so if it deals with these energies, these things are always hidden until we express them or connect our emotions or relate them or communicate them in some type of shape or form or take action based off of how we feel about something. These things are planets that you have in these houses are always going to be hidden, are always going to be things that you may hesitate to push out, because you got to soak up the water. You got to be more understanding before you push that energy out. All right. So all planets that fall into your fourth house, these are things that you're more subconscious with. These are things that you may be more introverted with, and you may dive more into them in your private area, in your private space, or dealing with people who you're emotionally connected with and you've opened up to in an intimate level. Now, the fourth house also deals with, not only does it rule privacy, all right, deals with the subconscious, the emotions. This is naturally the Cancer house. So in this house, we're learning how to deal with emotional stability based off our family and home environment, okay? So it rules privacy and solitude, but this house has a huge influence on what we are experiencing in our home and family environment. A lot of astrologers like to compare, like to look at the sun, moon, Saturn to see the relationship with your parents or see influences dealing with your parents. I'm still studying that, and it can play out in certain ways because the sun is the father, the sun is the leader, is the awareness. The moon is the Merkaba. It is the subconscious. It is the nurturer. So it can influence that in many different type of ways. But when we look at that fourth house, we gonna see the influences you've been dealing with in your home and family environment, and with the connection with your parents, the relationship with your parents. So this is a very important house to understand, because the more we understand our water houses, especially the fourth house, the more we have a grasp on dealing with shadow work, understanding how to heal, dealing with our traumas, okay? And understanding how our fourth house, our family environment, develops certain lessons on teaching us how to deal with the emotions. So let's get right into it. Aries in the fourth house. This is for my Capricorn risings, but it may be for my Aquarius risings, maybe for my Sagittarius rising, depending on how your houses are set up. All right, I'm a Capricorn rising, but I got Aries in my third house. Okay, so when we look at Aries in the fourth house, Aries is ruled by Mars, is cardinal fire. So there's a positive and negative to everything. Y'all understand that? Y'all know the Lucky Libra gonna give y'all both sides of everything. Okay, whether a placement is debilitated or is exalted or is home, there's an opposite to everything. Okay, so Aries in particular is uncomfortable here. All right, Aries doesn't really like to be in this house. Why? Because Aries just wants to go. It just wants to do. It's direct, and we can't always have that type of energy in a family and home environment. Okay, we need to compromise a little bit with our family. We need to be understanding in this fourth house, and the fourth house, wherever Aries is at, wherever Mars ruled signs are at in your chart, can influence a lot of individuality and influence you to take initiative, a strong personal initiative. So when we got Aries in that fourth house, you're gonna have a strong individual psyche of how to deal with things in the home. Your individuality can clash a whole lot in the home. You can manifest parents that have very strong-minded, very strong-headed about certain things, may possibly have a large ego about things and try to dictate things in your life, or because your individuality is so strong here, because you have such an introverted way, or such a, I want to say, you have such a, what's a good word to use here? You're going to have a very selective way of dealing with the emotions in this house, because Aries is an individual, so it doesn't feel like including others. Okay, so you may be the one in the household that is not really that open about how you feel about things. All right, you may be the one in the household that's influenced to be to themselves when you're dealing with the emotions. You may not like dealing with expressing and relating and communicating the emotions to other people to feel like that's a form of therapy or a form of healing. You want to deal with it on yourself. So in a positive way, you may not project on others when it comes to your emotions, depending on your sun and moon. All right, these are just natural influences. Remember, the signs are not what we're doing. These are the influences that we are experiencing in the houses that could develop characteristics. Okay, now our tools, the sun and moon, that's what we're pushing out. That's what we're reacting to. But when we have Aries in that fourth house, you may have such a strong sense of individuality that when it comes to the emotions, you rather take care of them on your own. You're not going to be so open dealing with the emotions. If anything, you may feel a sense of vulnerability with Aries in the fourth house, feeling like other people have to help you with the emotions. Aries don't want no damn help. Aries don't want no damn help. Aries gonna do things on their damn own. So with this house also ruling privacy and solitude, that may be something that is you get highly frustrated when people cross boundaries with your privacy. You may get highly frustrated and angry when you got Aries in the fourth house. People have no respect for your privacy. Moving things around in your bedroom, moving things around in the home, readjusting things. You bring visitors, they readjusting things. Oh boy. Don't play with that Aries in the fourth house individual, because the way they deal with their emotions, they're very passionate about these things. You have Mars here. So once again, Mars is very direct. Mars wants to just attack. Mars just wants to go and embark on the journey it has to do to conquer its mission, to conquer its passions, all right, to conquer its goals. So this person feels like they need to have a certain sense of solitude and privacy in order to even be connected to their passions and goals here. Okay, so Aries in the fourth house could flip a switch whenever you cross some boundaries, and they'll send you the warning. They'll give you that look. They'll send you that warnings, give you that look, or have an aura about them to let you know, like, yo, I don't play that. If I feel a way about this, don't try to influence me to do this. If I've made it very established that I'm gonna deal with the emotions in this type of way, I don't need you trying to sway me off to feel another way. All right, very individual with how they deal with the emotions. Now, but you can definitely manifest. You can definitely manifest a household where you clash with your parents because you have an individual way of dealing with things in the home. You may want to be in your private. You may want to eat upstairs in your room, but everybody eating downstairs. Everybody having dinner downstairs, but you feel more comfortable eating in your room in your privacy. All right, having dinner in your room in privacy, and it's like, damn, why you gotta be such a black sheep? Why you gotta be so transformative? Why you gotta be so different from everybody else? Aries gonna bring some change and some difference too. It's Mars, it transforms because it doesn't conform to what other people are doing. So that's where a lot of the clashes come with Aries in the fourth house. All right, this individual can be very passionate about things in the home. So when it comes to certain issues dealing with siblings and relatives, they can become a warrior. They can really want to fight for their family or whatnot. Okay, so don't be messing with Aries in the fourth house family neither. That's a frustrating thing neither. Even though they may clash with their family a lot, they passionate about their family. Wherever Mars is at, is passionate. It's willing to fight. It's willing to meet confrontation. So we're willing to meet confrontation with Aries in the fourth house, with individuals who cross boundaries with our privacy and our emotions. All right. We're willing to meet confrontation with individuals who's trying to force us to feel a certain way we don't want to feel. Very uncomfortable feeling for Aries in the fourth house. And then they could have their clashes with family members and especially the relationship with the parents. It's such a thin line here because Aries in the fourth house can feel like they just want to do what they want to do, and it's their parents trying to dictate things in their life when they're not even realizing that sometimes they lack compromise in the home, and that's really going against the grain with people that care for you. So it's a thin line here. Is Aries energy deals with extreme, y'all. It don't be no in gray areas. It either is not gonna do something or it's all in it. It's all in it. So you can meet a lot of extreme energies in the home, a lot of clashes. Hard to meet gray areas with your parents. Y'all like this, and 1 minute y'all not like that. Y'all like this, 1 minute you detach from your family home environment. Okay? These individuals, Aries in the 4th house, they, once again, not only is their privacy and solitude a sacred space for them, they deal with heavy vulnerability letting people in this 4th house. So when they open up to people about the emotions, they're on guard. It's almost like if I had Aries in the 4th house, when I'm dealing with another individual and I actually start to open up to them on an intimate level, letting them know my 4th house energies, aka things I've experienced in the home, certain traumas, certain things that affect my emotions, rub my emotions a positive or negative way, or certain things that I've experienced with my family, things about my family. Once I start opening up to that person about that, now this person is on guard to see how you treat that information, how you treat them differently, how you take advantage of that, how you take advantage of the emotions. Oh yeah, they on top of that. Aries in the 4th house is on top of that. And they could be highly intuitive when it comes to the subconscious of others, because Aries is already dealing with, you got fire in the 4th house. Fire can see. Fire brings an awareness. So these people can almost, they're able to see how other people deal with the emotions, and it kind of helps them to understand a way that they wouldn't want to deal with the emotions, or something that they wouldn't want to connect to prevent themselves from dealing with certain things that will bring emotional transformation with Aries in this goddamn 4th house. Straight up. Okay? But definitely could deal with a lot of transformation, confrontation in this household. Too much passion in the 4th house could be a little too much. This house deal with nurturing. This house deal with understanding. So for all my Aries in the 4th house, y'all got to make sure that y'all allowing yourself to be on a level-headed space with your family members, especially if you know it's coming, the things that they want from you is coming from unconditional love. At times, y'all can manifest families that are manipulative. You can manifest families that you have a lot of confrontation with your siblings. There's always a clash of individuality. People trying to force you to do certain things in the household, and you not trying to align with that, and then they trying to project on you when you're just really being an individual doing what feels comfortable for you. But Aries in the 4th house is like, it seems like at times you're too extreme trying to connect to at times. Your family members will notice the most about you. People that you intimately connected to, your relationship, they'll notice the most about you with Aries in the 4th house. Okay? The sun and the moon, the sun in particular can project a certain aura, but when people start seeing how you react to things or how you start dealing with your privacy and solitude, then your privacy and your solitude, then they gonna understand that you don't play about the emotional space, and you're willing to fight against things that cross boundaries here. Okay? So, family, that's what we got going on with Aries in that 1st house. We're gonna keep it rolling, okay? Picking it up next with Taurus in the 4th house. Excuse me. All right, y'all make sure to tap into my website to connect with the Lucky Libra, and y'all make sure to tap into Patreon where I'm getting into deeper breakdowns and more. All right, family, peace.